Hi, my name is Raven Burns, and I chose Mr. Faulkner as my most influential educator. He was my U.S. history teacher, my Cambridge U.S. history teacher, my sophomore year of high school, and he really pushed me to do my best in that class. I've always had an interest in history and thought about pursuing it as a degree, and he encouraged me and supported me and helped me through that process of, finding a program, recommending me schools, recommending me scholarships, and it was kind of an experience I hadn't had before, especially with being a person with some interest in history, since a lot of times people don't think that there's like a future in it. So it was nice to have somebody to be there and support me and help me through that. He also pushed me to be a better writer. I've always struggled with grammar, and Mr. Faulkner made such a big difference in helping me learn that skill and use it in my writing. And overall, he was just a really wonderful teacher, and I enjoyed every minute that I spent in his class.
My name is Alicia Carrera, and I chose Miss Johnson as my most influential educator. Miss Johnson's a really great teacher. I've only had her for a year, but she's very nice, very kind. She's very understanding. She helps the students, and she really puts her time and effort into helping students, even when they sometimes don't know how to be helped. She is very involved in the community, even though she lives in Tucson. She's involved in Interact and Dead Poets Society. She's really involved in everything that involves literature. She has us reading books. She has us reading books that we choose. And I think it's amazing because we are interested in the topics and she's teaching us very well. She's very dedicated in making sure that students are comfortable. She's also very encouraging in students, whether it's from their poetry that they want to make or different forms of projects that we have in classroom. She's a very great teacher, and that's why I chose her.
Hi everybody, my name is Andrea Carrillo. I've had many great teachers at Rico High School, but when I asked myself who really stood out, it was Miss Williams. Miss Williams was my volleyball coach at Guatimundi Middle School for 2 years, and she taught us how to be a team, how to become a team. And she never favored or ranked anyone above anyone else, and we were one. And another thing that I really remember is that she acknowledged me as a person with great potential, and I never forgot that. Another thing I remember is that she would always make us write in these little journals about what we've accomplished and what we've improved on. And this method has really taught me how to be a more positive person and not to look at the bad things and to focus more on what's ahead. And I've used this method in everyday life. And she's the most passionate and determined person I know, and she always had high expectations for us, and she really wanted us to play with our hearts. And her coaching and our hard work brought us all the way to the championship. So Miss Williams and I would always talk about, beating Emily Gray, who was like one of the toughest teams on the league, and we always laugh about the good times we've had. So, Miss Williams, thank you for being part of my life, your love, and I loved your continued support and seeing you at our high school volleyball games. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Paula Henriquez, and I chose Coach Kuhn as my most influential educator. I met Coach Kuhn my sophomore year in track. At first, I was always scared of him because of his reputation as a coach, but I soon learned that he's only scary because of the high expectations he sets for his students, but that's only because he wants to see them succeed. He sees in his students what many of them don't see in themselves. He has always been so kind to me, and he's always supported me in my endeavors, and I really appreciate him for that. He taught me that strength is mental. Whether it be in life or in sports or anything, the only way to succeed is to push through the pain. To this day, I can still hear him yelling at me to finish strong and to have grit and to push through even if it hurts. I really admire that he is a person that's guided by his morals, and he always stays true to himself, whether he wins or loses in sports and in life. He always stays true to himself and his beliefs, and I think that's a really great quality that he has and that he has showed all of his students. And I think I speak for many others when I say that we are very fortunate to have had you as a coach. And I will miss you so much, and I thank you for everything.
Hi, my name is Sarah Flores, and I chose Mr. Kumar as my most influential educator. And this is because he created a safe place for me to grow as a person as well as academically in such a short time. And like years from now, we'll look back into my high school days and I would just remember how he will never fail to make us laugh. And it's just, he knows how to connect with students in such a manner that you learn, but you also feel like good about it. That's why, and I think that anyone that has him as a teacher is very lucky.
Hi, my name is Leah Gallo, and I have selected Mr. Rodriguez as the most influential educator of my academic career. Mr. Rodriguez has always had faith in me and my capabilities. He's always had my back in everything I say and have done throughout my school years, and he's taught me to dream big because dreams do come true. Some just take some work, time, effort, and some help. When I needed guidance, he provided it, and when I needed money help for programs or my university admission fee, he spent some time looking for some sponsors that could help me pay off some amazing opportunities that set my future in stone. I'm extremely grateful for everything he has done for me, and this is why he is the most influential educator of my academic career.
Hi, my name is Angela Nicole Holman, and I chose Mr. Stolman as my most influential educator. Mr. Stolman was my cross-country coach this year, and given that it was a new position for him, I really appreciated that he took the leap and decided to coach me and my teammates. He also always made sure to let us know that our schoolwork was first and that we had to get that done first. And I always appreciated that he helped us through everything, whether it was getting our work done or just pushing us harder on the race course. And given that it was my senior year, I had a lot of schoolwork and I had to push hard on my running, so I really appreciated all his support throughout the season, even if we had a rough start. I really liked how he stepped forward and took that, and I will always admire him for that. I always liked that he showed us that we could do more than one thing with our life at the same time. Like, he's a teacher, coach, and he's going back to school to be a physical trainer, and he does this all while he lives an hour away from us. So I always appreciated all the time and dedication that he gave to his athletes and his students.
Hello, my name is Christopher Leva, and as my most influential educator, I chose Miss Rendon. Miss Rendon was my teacher for freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Freshman year was for career exploration, and sophomore and junior year was for business 1 and 2. I chose Miss Rendon as my most influential educator because she was really supportive throughout my time with her. Whenever I would complete assignments, she'd always tell me good work and good job, and she was always trying to get me to be more active and join FBLA, which was, of course, her own club, but it was also so that I could just be more involved and actually like learn those skills which were taught in it, such as like public speaking skills, which also we developed in class, and she provided us with a lot of presenting projects, which we had to create various assignments and present it to the whole class, and that allowed me to get comfortable in those scenarios and actually learn to talk to people and not stutter as much, or just develop those like social skills and just be able to communicate my ideas better. And for that, I'm really thankful, and I hope her well in her future.
Hi, my name is Omar Lopez, and as my chosen influential educator, I had Miss Potter. I first had her as my teacher back in sophomore year for Cambridge chemistry, and that carried on over into AP chemistry for junior year. Although it was online, it was a struggle for all of us, both student and teacher. But just like how she told us that we persevered, I truly believe she persevered through the year too. And like many students before me and like many students in my class, Miss Potter was one of the first teachers to tell us the need for effort, but also the importance for effort. I know many students talk about chemistry. It was a hard class. Um, but like I said, she was always there for us. She was always telling us the importance of effort and why we had to strive. I remember back in freshman year, I wasn't really a student that put that much effort in. I just kind of went with the flow. But it wasn't until I had her as my teacher and that class that I learned the importance of trying and being the best student I could be academically. Even now, I still get emails from her. Just the occasional, how are you doing? Like, how's your life? Like, what are your plans? And I really like that she's keeping in touch with us. I know I keep bugging her. Past year and this year, I have been constantly asking her for recommendations. And she's always there. She's always prompt. She's always giving them. And I really do appreciate her for it. And I know she retired. And I think I can speak for most of us that we here at Rico, we miss you. But we do appreciate the time you had with us. And all I can say is thank you so much for being a prominent teacher in my education. And I thank you. And I wish you the best in your retirement. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Peyton Lunderville, and my most influential educator is Assistant Principal Billy Hicks. One of his biggest attributes is his ability to connect with students on a personal level. I not only know him as a school counselor, but also as a family friend and as a basketball coach. He's an amazing leader and has given me a lot of the leadership skills that I have today. No matter what, I always knew that Mr. Hicks was always there for me on and off the court. He helped me a lot with like my confidence, because as an athlete, I struggle a lot mentally to have confidence in myself, and like there would be games where I would miss three out of three shots, and I would go up to him and ask him, should I stop shooting? And he'd always tell me every time that the next shot I'm gonna hit is the biggest shot of the game. And just hearing that from someone honestly helped me a lot in boosting my confidence. Also, being in the school district, everyone knows my mom and what she does for the district, and I think he was one of the very few people who made me feel like I was more than just Dr. Melissa Lunderville's daughter. And for me, that was big, because my whole life I've been told that the reason I'm given the opportunities I'm given is because of my mom's position in the district. And the reason that, I'm in this position now is because of her. And to me, Billy was one of the few people who made me feel like I was more than that. He's an amazing leader. He's an amazing coach, teacher, father, husband. And I just really want to thank him for all he's done for me personally. He helped me get through a lot personally, and I just want to thank him for that.
Hi, I'm Danita Mendez, and the teacher I chose for most influential educator was Ms. Delgado. I chose her because ever since the first time I met her, she's treated me like family. Even though I never actually had her as a teacher, she's been there for me, showing me opportunities and showing me some of her experience and what she's done to help me move on to the next part of my life. She's the first one who wrote me a letter of recommendation to get into a program called Waste Not, and then she was the first one that let me interview her for that program when I needed to conduct some research for it. She's been there for me since my first year of high school, and even now in her retirement, she's still doing so much for me, giving me advice, doing all these things for me, and she's just such a caring and patient person, and I just want her to know how much I appreciate her. Thank you.
My name is Jesus Mercado, and the most influential educator in my academic career would be Ms. Tolano. Ms. Tolano is actually my mom, my friend's mom, and she through him would often influence me. Like in 8th grade, I took the SAT through her program, and because of that still impacted me currently in my academic career. Because I got the merit award, which actually gave me or a few $1,000s for scholarships. Back in sophomore year, I wasn't very involved or active in clubs, and Ms. Delano, when through an interaction with Demo, her son, she encouraged me to take more clubs, and that's how I got into chess, and I've actually performed really well. This year, before going to a chess meeting, my friend Demo and I, we were actually going over there, and we didn't actually know that it was canceled. So we went to his mom's room, which was across, and Ms. Dolano encouraged us to just sit down and actually work on university applications. And I've always been one to not exit my comfort zone when it comes to applications. So she encouraged me to try to actually apply more. And I feel like if she didn't actually push me forward to actually apply that in that moment and to the U of A, I wouldn't have applied as soon as that. I would have applied much later. And because of that, I'm now going to go to Arizona State University.
Hi, my name is Gabriela Rodriguez, and the teacher that I have chosen to recognize is Mrs. Hicks. She has been my sports medicine teacher for about 2 years, and she has inspired me a lot throughout that time. Coming into medicine has always been a very scary experience for me because I've never been experienced in the medical field, and I've always doubted myself deep down. However, because of Mrs. Hicks's personality, she created a safe and fun environment for me to learn in. She made me feel very secure in learning medicine, and it made me think that medicine isn't as challenging as I thought it would be. She also made me feel very sure about coming into the nursing program, and I have her encouragement and her teachings to thank for. She has a very pleasant atmosphere wherever she goes. She's just so kind and so patient and will support you in every step of the way. She has inspired me to be like her, and I aspire to have her personality and her encouragement in my future. And she is someone that I will always remember as my future continues. So again, thank you, Mrs. Hicks, for your encouragement, for your support, and for being my teacher.
Hello, my name is Ruben Rojo Lobos, and I picked Pastor Asaf Crespo as my most outstanding educator. I picked him because when I first moved to the United States, his church welcomed me with open arms. And not only has he been such an inspiring figure, not only in my faith, but also he's helped me become a better person, a better student, a better friend, a better son, and just a better person overall. Without him, I would not be the person I am today. Not only that, but he also pushed me to start my career in guitar, and that has opened so many opportunities for me, and I am extremely thankful for everything that he's done. And I'm extremely thankful because he's been there for me every step of the way, and because he's seen me grow from a kid that barely knew English to being such an outstanding student. Thank you, Asaf, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Daira Santa Cruz, and I chose Mr. Brown as my most influential teacher during my high school career. The reason why I chose him is because, it's all I had him for freshman and sophomore year for my classes and for Cambridge math, and he made my whole high school better because I learned a lot during that class. It was probably one of the classes that I learned the most, which helped me especially during junior year because it was like the pandemic time, and as well with my senior year, since I'm taking AP Calculus. So he made it fun instead of like making it hard or stressful for us. Like I thought it was very fun. I also thought that Mr. Brown's class was like my safe spot for me. I really enjoyed being there, and he just made it fun for everyone. He's probably one of the most caring teachers I've ever had, and yeah, I just really enjoyed him. So thank you so much, Mr. Brown.
Hi, my name is Yesenia Tapimes, and the educator I chose to be my most influential was Miss Shaju. She was my middle school teacher. She taught science, and she was my teacher for 3 years. And I chose her mostly because she was a very amazing teacher. All of her lessons were very memorable, and she just knew how to connect the lesson to the students very well. And throughout high school, everything that she's taught has come up, and she's prepared me so well. Another reason why I chose her was because she was a very genuine person. Like this one time, she told me that she was proud of me, and you can see that she was genuinely proud of me. You saw it in the way she smiled and the way she looked at me. Another reason why I chose her was because she had this quote of the day that she started class with every day, each day. Each day they were always inspirational, and so I feel like those quotes really helped me shape my morals and help me become who I am today. I chose Miss Shaju because she was a very genuine person. She showed us what a real person should be. She was an amazing educator while giving us some underlying life lessons in the process.